Hey, honey, Deuce. I'm ready when you are, Dawn. Hey, Dawn, you ready?
Eat your vegetables!
Hello and welcome everyone to Meatless Monday Live. We have a very exciting,
What's up?
I don't know if it's exciting, but it's fun. We have Meatless Monday Trivia. So I thought this would be a fun way to get everybody
Hey, Linda.
to interact. Welcome to my excellent and awesome vegan and content creator, JJ Video Reacts, and stock trader. She does so much. Thank you for putting together the beautiful thumbnails for the stream and for teaching me how to get in here so I can help load the trivia questions in. So please go subscribe to her channel if you're not already. And thank you, Dawn, for joining me every week. I really appreciate it. Well, I know last week you had something going, or no, Friday, you had your show. However, I appreciate you being here tonight. Welcome.
Definitely. Shout out to everybody down in the chat. Buddha, Linda, the two that I saw. Linda just came from the aftermarket, which is Buddha. You should come check that out. It's a bunch of us traders that get together and just kind of discuss our day in the market. You remember the stream I'm always talking about creating on Tuesday? I finally did it, and we did it every day last week. It comes on at 5 o'clock every day. So if you're not doing anything and you want to get some stock tips or see what we talk about and all that, join in. Come on over to my channel at 5 o'clock weekdays and join the aftermarket. You can hear what kind of stuff, and I've even got the referral link if you decide you ever want to try it. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you. And
yeah, I'm excited about the trivia.
Welcome Buddha and Linda. Our Buddha is our awesome moderator who is
#1 moderator on YouTube.
#1 fan too. She has been here from the very first Meatless Monday. She is a great supporter of the channel. She's always trying to get everybody to like and subscribe. And I have an update here. Oh, also thank you, Linda, who came from ADT, who is our new subscriber from 2 weeks ago, I think. Thank you so much when we had Jeff Palmer on, I think, and Jason, the vegan chef. So I'm just really excited. We are growing Vegan Knowledge Crew. We are now at, I think when I looked, I was at 155. So I know I've been trying to get to that 200. So we are growing. And Buddha has those like high goals for us. She wants 15,000. It's so important to me that I spread this information to the world. And if you're new here, thank you for joining. I had so many health and healing benefits when I started this vegan plant-based journey, and I happen to be all completely raw. However, there's many healthy versions of it, and if you haven't heard, of course I say it every week, but I lost over 50 pounds and I've kept it off for 4.5 years. I have reversed seasonal allergies that I had since a child, and I reversed chronic back pain. I've got more energy than ever. It's just been really a blessing to be able to help others heal and to tell my journey. And I've helped the animals and the environment in the process of all this. Thank you to Misfit Vegan. If you're here watching, I had an interview on her channel today, which I know has really helped us spread the word. She has really lots of subscribers, and you can check that out on her channel. And I interviewed her on Friday, so check out her information. And Dawn, I'm so proud of you. She has actually been raw with me for a while now, so she's starting to experience the benefits of it.
Couple weeks, so straight raw. I've been vegan now with you for quite some time, fully vegan for over a year, and now raw for a couple weeks, and I'm really enjoying the benefits. And I'm high fruit, so I'm eating more fruit than I am salad, so, and I'm enjoying it. Jen, I think you're shortchanging yourself, sweetie. I think you've lost more in the range of about 65 pounds. Because didn't you start out in the mid 180s when you first got serious about it?
Yeah, I started out at 185 when I got on the scale, that somewhere around the time when I started, and
I saw you go all the way down to 115. So, and now you're kind of evened out at 125. So yeah, dude, that's more like a 60-pound weight loss. You're saying 50. I mean, 10 pounds is 10 pounds. Add it on there.
Yeah, and I think that
that's amazing.
For me, I don't talk as much about the weight loss, even though that is what a lot of people are trying to do, because it's like a bonus to me now when if you're automatically putting what our natural diet is, we are always gonna have our optimal weight. We're gonna have optimal health. The body's meant to heal itself. So as we put good stuff in, we're preventing and reversing disease. And I'm just, it has been such an eye-opener. I've done so much research over the years that I feel like I could, possibly have a nutrition degree or something at this point. I know every nutrient in almost every vegetable. And so I just want to thank everybody for following my journey. Thank you, Dawn, for being inspiring, helping others too. And I am excited. Do you want to go ahead and get our trivia night started?
Let's do it, because it's almost dinner time.
Here's what I know, right? We're getting hungry. So here's what I'd like to do. If you're watching the replay, comment your answers, as we do this. It'll be fun to see who was getting them right and who's not getting them right. And let's see you guys in the comments. Let's hear your answers. I'm going to pull it up on my phone here because I'm going to get ready, and I can load them if you want. I think I have access now.
They're actually already in.
I mean,
I
I
loaded them
can
in.
pull them up as we go here.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. So,
That's right. You're in there with me. You see them?
yes, you ready for the first one?
Cool.
Do,
I am
do,
ready.
do, do. Next week we'll have some Jeopardy music, or next time we do this.
I'll set it up.
Let's see if this works.
I'll
I've
put it
never
in.
done it before. Can you guys see that?
Yes,
Yes,
we
so can
can.
I. Great. I actually did it. I'm so excited. Okay. So, this well known musician grows his own food and consumes a primarily raw vegan diet. Does anyone know who that might be? I wanted to put a picture of him, but I forgot. So, anybody in the comments want to take a guess at it? Might be. I wanted to put a picture of him, but I forgot.
Oh, I think your phone might be turned up, Jen, or something. I'm hearing an
I
echo.
just turned it down. I forgot.
Okay. Gee, who could this be?
I know you know because I showed you a video recently of him. All right, so the actual person who this is, or the musician, which is one of my favorites, and I found an article here. Maybe we'll discuss this next week. 20 vegan celebrities, and so there's a lot of celebrities like Serena Williams. Demi Moore is actually a highly raw vegan. I didn't know that. There are, former President Bill Clinton is actually plant based now. Um, Billie Eilish is one, but that's not who this answer is. So let me hear what you think in the comments. Anybody? Buddha said Kenny G. Good guess, and you're actually part of the name rhymes with this. So the
Hey, listen. Let's do it.
I love it. And here comes the answer. It is who is
Drum roll, please.
Dennis. And he looks so young. He actually, I saw a video of him. I'll post it on the vegan do it vegan knowledge group. That he has like he is really into this. Like I said, grows his own food. He like swears by this diet because he believes it's what keeps him young and vibrant and feeling good. And he loves it. He's in the Bahamas, so he grows his own food, which is really cool. I can't wait to do that. And
That's awesome.
so I think that was interesting that Lenny Kravitz is vegan. And
You know, he was a good friend of Prince's, and Prince was a vegetarian. Now, that wasn't fully vegan, but Prince was also a vegetarian for many, many years, as was Michael Jackson. So, and I'm sure if they had gotten into where vegans are today with knowing what's going on with the industry, they probably would have gone fully vegan.
yeah, I think that's what most people, or a very high percentage of vegans, start off as vegetarian. I didn't. I kind of went all in like weird, like raw all of a sudden, But most people, it's a progression. And I don't think we realize that cows, this was a question I was going to put on here, but I ran out of time too. Cows don't just produce milk like out of the blue. Like you don't just get milk for cows. They actually have a baby for or have childbirth in order to be able to produce milk, and they carry that baby for 9 months. And the baby, obviously they can't let the baby drink the milk, so they take the cow away from its mother, which causes a little sad scene I've seen. And it actually
Yeah.
is even like meant to make the cow really big and grow, not humans. So what it's doing is putting extra hormones that's causing a lot of high saturated fat. It's causing a lot of issues when we're told milk does a body good. So I was saying this earlier on This Fit Vegan, do your own research, figure out what's right for you. And I've done so much that I don't have to listen to what anybody says now. I know what is supposed to go into my body, and you have to really open your mind, because I would have never thought that. Like for 42 years, I was like, no, you need milk, you need meat. So I'll get off of that. We're supposed to be having fun here. No rants over here. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Let's make sure I'm putting the question up. Let's see. Hopefully, I'm doing this right. Avocado is a fruit or B, a vegetable? What's everybody think? He said, I believe it. Him and his ex-wife Lisa. Yes. Was that about Prince?
Huh?
Was his ex-wife named Lisa?
My tag. My tag.
Oh, okay. Maybe she was talking about Michael Jackson. Is he married? I'm into music. Dawn could do music and movie trivia, man. That's we got to do that one night too. All right, so let's get the answer. Fruit. Buddha said fruit, and I'm going to say Buddha is right. Avocados are considered a fruit because they fit all of the botanical criteria for a berry. They have a fleshy pulp and a seed. Like, I never thought of cucumbers, avocados, tomatoes. All those things to me were identifying as vegetables. That's why when I was like, I want to do mostly fruit, I'm thinking I got to cut those out. And I'm like, wait, those are like my favorites. And actually, avocado I didn't like for a while. And now it's like my favorite thing. When I was young, I didn't like avocados. So your taste can change. And once you get those, great tastes in there, I love living raw food. It just is what my body craves now. Um, so good job, Buddha. Looks like Buddha, our moderator, is also a expert of trivia over here. What can she not do? I don't know if you heard me over the music, but I was saying you are like Dawn could do trivia, movie trivia, or like famous person trivia. Dude, she knows everything about every movie that was just about every movie that was ever
Oh, I wish.
musician. Paul McCartney, one of my favorites or your favorites also is vegan.
That makes sense why he's 180 years old
Right?
and still playing music.
That's true, right? All right, so the next question, as of August 2022, how many land animals are killed for food every day? Is it A, 10,000, B, 2 million, or C, 23.3 million? Let's see. We got our I love that little song. It's such a interesting question. I might give it away by saying this. I was stunned. Yes, Buddha, you got it right by guessing. You're a good guesser. You should get on my.
She got it already?
No, that was No, that was I was saying that she got the last answer right, and she said she was guessing. Oh wait, she did put C. C, yes, C is the answer. She got this one right too. I was still looking at the last one. Approximately.
Go, Buddha.
Woo! Go Buddha! Killing it with the trivia. Approximately 23.3 million land animals are killed in the United States every single day, according to the U.S. Animal Kill Clock, which is scary that they have a kill clock, which also reports that when including shellfish and other sea life, the number jumps to over 150 million. And I didn't know how like terrible this was for the environment either, because it's like high, it creates world hunger because we're feeding all these vegetables and grains to animals and only producing such a little bit of food. It's the highest emission of greenhouse gases is animal farming and agriculture. So that hopefully the world is shifting. I was just reading, I think it's up to like 6% of the world, or sorry, 6% of people are starting to, it's been like a jump from like the 3% that was in 2021. So there's definitely been, we're getting this information out there to hopefully increase that 5 to 6% of the population. And I'll get that statistic soon for us to see. Like, you can never tell because they didn't ask every single person. However, I think like 1% of the world was vegan at one point, and I'm pretty sure it's increasing. So as we get more information, the world is gonna change because it's just natural progression. But some people are finding great health benefits in it, and there's a lot of myths that a lot of people don't know. Like I would have never imagined this many animals are killed, um, and then making that connection of why we only kill those animals, and others we treat like pets. It's been profound, but again, I didn't know any of this. All right,
Yeah, me either.
let's get to the next one here. Let's see. Oh, I think I messed up there. Oh no, this is right. I thought I put the answer up because I saw according to Wallet Hub. Okay.
I actually put them in the order that you loaded them in the phone.
Oh, you're making life easy. I don't have to squint my old eyes over here. All right, here we go. According to Wallet Hub, as well as many other studies, per capita, what is America's top vegan friendly city? All right, you can guess too, Dawn. A, Chicago, Portland, Oregon, or C, Seattle. Seattle, Washington. If it's
I
not
love
a
it.
Seattle, it's a Seattle.
Let's see. I'm wondering if you didn't give us a clue with that, just because you had a Freudian slip there. What do you think, guys?
I'm gonna go with C again. And then hey, how you doing? Raphael is here. Welcome in. Thank you for
Hey,
joining.
Ralph.
He's gonna go with C, Portland, and the Madman is saying Portland. Farah is saying.
What's up, Cox?
Thank you guys.
Farah.
I love it. You're bringing those ADT over to the Meatless
Shout out
Monday
to
stream.
ADT.
Okay, so Farah also guessed C, and so believe it or not, the answer is
I'm gonna flip it over. Shout out to ADT in the house.
ADT, the trading family. Wallet Hub ranked the best cities overall for vegans and vegetarians, and not surprisingly, but it was surprising to me, Portland, Oregon came in first. Portland ranked well for its organic farms, community gardens, and restaurant options. How interesting, right? And when I said Seattle, there's actually more Shegans than men. Like more females are vegan, but there's a lot of men coming up in the as becoming vegan here like recently.
Shegans. What? Is that a word? You guys are calling that Shegans?
No, I made that up. At least
That's pretty cool. So what would men be? Megans?
Vegans.
Mengans?
Like HE
wow.
Vegans, maybe? Shegans and Hegans.
Hegans. I love it.
And I grew up with my friend Amy Egan, and I told her that she had to become vegan because it's part of her name.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and I guess I was looking at how they collected the data, and it's just basically, based on surveys and how many restaurants and things there are. I have noticed a lot more, vegan restaurants are definitely popping up, vegan options in the grocery store. So,
oh my God, if she had a Facebook group, she could call it Egan's Vegans.
I know, right? Well, maybe we'll convince her. I don't know if she's
Egan
there
the
yet.
Vegan.
All right, we're going to go to the next question here. We are moving through these, which is good because sometimes I can get on a tangent and run my mouth for too long and end up we're starving and it's
That's
9
okay.
o'clock.
You got Ralph and Cox down there. They do the same thing. All right, I'm going to stop giving
That's all right. That's how we do it when we're passionate, right, guys?
That's it. That's it. We all like to talk.
True or false? You can only get protein from animal products.
Uh-oh, I'm late.
We'll have to put this in somehow load it in so you don't have to play your phone. Raphael said we love you. Thank you. I love you guys. Okay, Farah and Buddha both guessed false. This is a very common question that a lot of people have, including me when I first went plant-based.
Is that you guys' final answer?
All right. Eating protein doesn't have to mean eating meat, and there's growing evidence that replacing animal proteins with more plant based proteins can benefit your health. So that is it. Every vegetable or fruit, even has some protein. You may have to eat a little bit more of some than the others, you know. However, you're getting the protein secondary, which I did not realize this, right, Don? Well, I didn't realize that some of the biggest animals, they're eating all the stuff off the grass, or eating their proteins, and they're getting their nutrients from vegetables and things they're being fed, like how we hear grass fed. I'm like, why don't I just feed myself the grass, And because you're also getting all the saturated fat, which is, meat has been classified in 2020 as a carcinogen, processed meat class one and class two. All right, Dawn, I love the dancing.
What's that?
I love the dancing.
Oh, you saw me. You know what? I don't know that
Oh,
I
you're
like
not on
you
the
in the studio.
screen.
Look,
I
you're
can
in the
almost see
studio.
you.
You're in the studio. Oh my God.
I'm glad you're
Listen,
happy. Look at the raw. It's making her so happy. She's dancing at the
I
end.
know. I'm trying to test my knee out.
Yeah, like I mean, I didn't realize any of that, and I hope your knee feels better.
Yeah, it does. It actually does. That workout on the bike and then doing a little bit of yoga stretching, that actually helped. So I'm noticing that sitting, because I sit a lot throughout the day when I'm trading, and then to sit here too. So I'm like, you know what? That's part of what the issue is. So getting that exercise and getting around and moving is keeping it, feeling a little bit better. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I think definitely, like, with my back pain ending, you can also reduce inflammation with by the foods you're eating. And I found that animal products, like, the fat and everything in them were actually making my back inflamed, so it was causing inflammation. A lot of people suffer with type 2 diabetes, which, another thing that I found, it's not actually something caused with initially like by sugar. It's caused by the fat particles of the high saturated fat, whether it's in meat, dairy, or greasy type foods. That's getting caught in the muscle and liver cells and not letting our insulin, let the sugar in, which is then, causing this issue. And we're thinking, oh, we have to lower sugar and carbs, and then when people are clearing out the high fat, it's actually causing them to be able to eat sugar naturally again, like in fruits and things like that. So I'm like, I read so much of this that I feel like I just wanted to do this to let people know that if you're struggling or you're suffering with something, there's, a lot of evidence to a plant-based diet can help prevent and reverse things. There's things in the vegetables and fruits that are actually like phytochemicals that reverse aging. They actually halt cancer cell growth and just do so much, including helping us keep an optimal weight and everything. So I became passionate about it, due to that. And I hope that, if you know someone who's struggling with it, definitely share the information with them. Because I've had so many myths. Like, I didn't know that, that you could survive. Like, most people, when you tell them you're going vegan or raw, especially, they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, why? You're going to get sick or you're not going to be healthy. And then we're finding that you have more energy and more people are healthier. And it's definitely a change. However, if you
Yeah.
can at least do it to cleanse, it really
Dude,
is.
your mom trips out, right? Your mom trips out because she's like, she doesn't eat any cooked food. Remember Saturday we hooked up with the family and it was like, she doesn't eat any cooked food, or they don't eat any cooked food. Like people, like,
Like we're from a different planet.
right, they don't believe it. And it's like, can you live like that? Can you live on just salads and fruit? Yeah, that's actually how we were originally intended to live.
Yeah, like if
So
you think about it, we're the only species of any animal that would even like not eat the food in a natural state. Yes, we can cook it, but does it destroy nutrients? Yes. Is cooking some food healthy? Yes. You can get lots of, you can be plant based and do whole food plant based, and cook rice and beans and everything like that, I still recommend a lot of raw food because you get it at the most nutrients. Because once you get food over 118 degrees, you start to destroy some of those benefits. So like we want it at the best form. If you're going to do beans, I do like mung bean sprouts, and it's just it the raw doesn't work for everyone. Some people prefer that. Some people do raw until like maybe a certain part of the day. I recommend like lots of fruit throughout the day. That gives me energy instead of being weighed down with heavier cooked meals.
Yeah. And I find too that a lot of people are victim of programming. You know what I mean? Like we were programmed to eat food, cook food. We were programmed to eat meat and dairy. And milk does the body good. That's not a scientifically proven or medical fact. That is a slogan to sell milk. And people don't realize that. For years, I was like, "Oh, milk does the body good." Well, that was a slogan that was used to sell milk. That wasn't backed by anything that's scientific or medical. And it's no coincidence that we have such an influx of chronic diseases because of the standard American diet. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You may agree with me or not. It's not an opinion, it's actually a fact. So,
Foods can heal, and we
yeah.
definitely have. We've interviewed people just about every week on here for close to a year now, and sometimes twice a week, that have some amazing stories from healing like multiple sclerosis to reversing symptoms of obesity, sugar diabetes, cancer, just reducing Miss Mary, reverse rheumatoid arthritis, things that people are dealing with for years. And, just medicine is there to manage it. It can, reduce the symptoms, but to really like people don't realize that people are reversing their diseases, like getting off the medication. Like the lady at work I spoke of today, in 3 months she was off of her high blood pressure medication. People are lowering cholesterol. So, when you see that, it's like not something I can just keep my mouth shut on, because I will never tell anyone how to eat. And I feel like everybody can choose their own. It's just, I'm here to just put the information out there because I didn't know it. And I was like, dang, how did I not know this till I came across this raw documentary? And I'm like, I might be able to do that for someone else.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
all right, here is. Oh, we already did that one. Okay, let me see. Did we do this? Yes. Okay, this is the last one. True or false? And this brings us basically into what we were talking about. In the 1960s and even into the 1970s and 80s, smoking was permitted nearly everywhere. Smokers could light up at work, in hospitals and school buildings, in bars, restaurants, and even on buses, trains, and planes. So, you know, I knew that a long time ago that happened, but I don't know. Did you realize? Do you think it was as late as 70s and 80s that this was still happening in hospitals?
Are we guessing is it true or false or?
True or false? All right, so Buddha. Oh, um, Raphael said it was the only way humans could eat before we learned to tame fire. They had to eat raw. Right, that's so true. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Good point.
um, Farah said true, and Buddha said true. And this literally surprised me because this is true. And the reason I put this one is because I was doing some research for a video I was doing, and I wanted to talk about how society shifts its thinking and how things become the norm, like even after we know information is out there. Like in 1960, mid 1960s, the Surgeon General came out with that warning saying that smoking causes cancer. It was already known. However, look how long it took. I think in 1991 or 3 was when everything was like completely banned, bars, restaurants where you had to go outside and smoke, which everybody can make their own decisions as an adult. We all did things growing up that were bad for us. I smoked at one point. I just recently stopped drinking even after I've
I
been
was talking
vegan for
about
a
that
while.
today on the other stream. I said, my mom said, "You crazy. I waited till 30 to start smoking and then quit at 36." It was like I smoked for 6 years. And, originally it was a ploy to start dating somebody. I started going out when they were smoking and I would borrow cigarettes from them. And then I actually literally picked up the habit.
Because you got addicted to it, probably,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I did.
Well, I'm glad you pulled yourself out of that, and that
Me
actually
too. And
helped you.
then, right, like few months after we moved down here, you quit.
Mm-hmm.
And
And like,
it was helpful that I had already quit because there would be no temptation there because I wasn't smoking. So
yeah. And
I was proud
once
of
you
you.
have your mind strong about something, you can be around it and you get out of the habit of it. And that's how we are. We can be in where it might have been difficult at first, you get in the habits of how you do things. You eat the same things, you
Right.
realize this is how I'm doing things. You put all the right stuff in the house. So I think maybe we'll do another top 5 tips next week, maybe, or something like that. Because I think the change part is what is important. But what I was going to say about that is, even though there's people, I'm sure in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, they were preaching like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be smoking in hospitals. But like doctors were advertising cigarettes. So just, I guess my point
What
is
backwards was that?
keep an open mind with what you believe and what you research, and then what even on those first couple of Google searches, you can look up, do we need meat, and there probably is one paid for by meat and dairy that's going to say yeah. And there's probably some other articles, but like research studies and testimonials, you know and just really watch where the information's coming from. Like, this is definitely not something, because it's such a big conglomerate. There's a lot of sponsorships that go on with even organizations that you might know of, that if they're being sponsored by a certain brand, it might end up corrupting what exact information they're putting out. So I think that's why I wanted to bring this up, because maybe those crazy vegans were right after all. At some point, when we're later in society, like say it's like 2090 or something, and there's going to be a kid like, did people really eat animals, Bunny? That's weird. And you think about it, like, who told us that we're supposed to do that? Like, if there's no reasoning, to your point, and we can get our nutrients and we don't get all the bad stuff, like, and it would be something that you would have to make that connection and make that commitment, and then go get all the stuff and try different things. And it's because most people have a normal way they live their life. There's a lot of issues, like when you deal with like family and outings, and there's just a way you have to incorporate it in. However, if you're determined to really feel good, feel energy, and change your health, and help, if it becomes ethical for animals and the environment, then it's really easy once you get in that mindset. But you always talk about this with your stock trading. It's all mostly mindset, and the
That's it.
processes. So if you get those two things in, that's the biggest challenge for most people, is doing something different. Like, it was
Yeah.
scary for me to do a lot of things different than I'd always done. And
It's
you
like you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the only way you grow. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, it was a no brainer once I saw how they were beating up the cows. And I realized that, hey, when you look at the reality of it, you're putting dead flesh of another being inside of your body that is alive. You're supposed to eat living food. It helps your mood, it helps your body heal, it helps your body progress and do the things that it needs to do. When you're putting dead flesh inside of your body will respond to that accordingly over time with chronic disease like cancer, like high blood pressure, like diabetes, like inflammation. So there's no, it's that's why that stuff exists. You could literally, unless you have something that's hereditary, you can literally reverse this stuff and you can prevent it if you go plant based. And by plant based, I mean whole food. I don't mean eat a bunch of Beyond Burgers. I mean whole food plant based, plants, vegetables, mostly fruit though. Leafy greens are great for you, but if you eat a high fruit diet, you know, particularly, and you got this from Minister Wellness, Jen, red fruit like red grapes, watermelons, plums, the red fruits tend to be astringent and pull out a lot of the toxins that are in our body. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
And it's easiest for our digestion too. Like the world suffers so much from constipation, lots of digestive disorders, acid reflux. And when I compared our body to those who are herbivores and those who eat meat, and then there's like if you look at a mostly fruit based diet, plant based diet, what our bodies are designed like is our digestive system is very long, which is meant to like as those fruits and things are getting through our system, it's extracting nutrients, it's giving it time to do that. Whereas a carnivore's digestive tract is very short; it's meant to go in and out. That's why if we ate raw meat, literally, like if you really think innately, I don't look at a dog or something walking on the side of the road and think, dang, that would be good to just run over there and sink my teeth in
They
that.
did on Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, but they, I'm sure they still cook the stuff, so it's like we're craving that, the seasonings and spices. You're right. I remember
I love that scene with him. What the hell was his name? What was the brother's name? Jason. That began with the Jason. He's like, I'm seeing that thing up. I'm hearing noises in the ceiling, and I'm like, what is this? Is it something I'm gonna have to kill, or is it something I might be interested in eating for lunch? You know what I mean?
that
I
was
was like,
crazy now hearing that, thinking about that, right? Like he
right.
literally
Is
might
that
may
something?
be
Whatever,
a
whatever
carnivore.
I'm hearing, is that something I might want to eat for lunch? I'm like, alrighty then.
Yeah, and like, that's what I didn't understand, because people are like, yeah, I crave meat, but you're craving the meat like after it's not in the animal, and your body doesn't have the right acidity to be able to digest it. So even though we're cooking it, that's why we're having acid reflux and things like that, and why we have constipation, because that's sitting in our system. Fruit takes about a couple hours to go through, and it's easy. Our body's not working as hard. We have enough protein in what we're eating. It's been known to help our brain actually function better. So there's a lot of different reasons. Some people say, well, what about our teeth? And if you look at, like, if you ever seen a dog eat, they kind of chomp up and down like this. When they're trying to take something out of your hand, they're not very gentle. And if you look at ours, we go in a round circular motion, just similar to like maybe a cow who's chewing, trying to extract nutrients. We're like a juicer. So in that respect too, and the reason I say like mostly fruit is because a lot of herbivores have like extra stomach where they actually regurgitate and swallow. So a lot of people now are even saying, to juice the greens when you eat a lot of them, because it's better on your digestion. However, like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouts, they have the best effect on our digestive system, especially that fruit based diet is so healthy. If you can even increase the fruit
You
that
know
you
something?
eat.
Speaking of protein that you mentioned before, let's talk about the middleman. It's so funny how people always say, well, I need protein, I need meat for protein. Well, how do you think protein got inside the cow? What is the cow eating? The cow is grazing on grass and greenery. Okay, why eat the cow? Just go straight to the greenery.
And some of the, and some
Cut
people
out the middleman.
are like, no, I'm a man. I work out. I need protein. Well, we had Jeff Palmer on here who has muscles about like the size of Texas,
Muscles on top of muscles.
and he eats nothing but a plant-based diet, and he definitely is not worried about gaining weight or eating too less protein. In fact, most people are obsessed with protein and don't need to be. It's actually
Yeah,
not
you
good to have too much.
and excess of protein contributes to Alzheimer's.
And we've
So
never
yeah.
met anybody with a protein deficiency. I don't know about you, but I never have, right?
Although let's make the disclaimer, we are not medical professionals nor are we nutritionists. This is stuff that we have
This is for
researched, and
educational
this
purposes.
is educational purposes only. We live this lifestyle, so we know a lot of this stuff firsthand because we've experienced it.
And I've said this before too, if you do happen to be on medication, please go to your doctor and have them monitor
Yes.
it, because what that's going to do is it's going to let them know that, hey, if you're healing it naturally, let's say you're reversing your type 2 diabetes and you're taking medicine to like reduce the sugar in your blood, and your sugars start doing what they're supposed to and just flowing on in there, it's like, oh wait,
You can get off that metformin.
but then it's going to make it too low because he's pulling, he's got you on medication to lower your sugar, and then you're lowering it naturally. So that's why it's really important to know that we're not, your specific nutritionist or doctor, and this is just information from research and educational purposes. So thank you for bringing that up, and that disclosure is always in the closing and our description too.
Yep,
And
definitely.
so, you know I just think in the whole scheme of things that I definitely have a much higher, better emotional, spiritual level, and more energy, better kind of health, of course, and I've never like gained the weight after 4 years, so I've never been on a diet, that lasted that long or didn't become like a fad. How do
Yeah.
you feel now that you're
Oh, I feel fantastic. I feel great. Especially, I've been eating mostly fruit this week, but I've been on the salads and fruit for the past few weeks. You know what I mean? And I feel wonderful. I really do. Um, it's nothing like it. And another thing about eating dead flesh is you take on a lot of the anxiety that animal felt before it died because it knew that it was dying, and I don't feel any I I'm a person with the PTSD from having cancer. I remember, it's so funny. I had colon cancer back when I was 34, and I remember the manager that I was under. I was a supervisor under this manager at MCI, and he kept saying, "Stop eating that red meat," and I would just laugh it off. Well, years later, I wish I would run into him because I'm like, you were so right. That, I mean, really, now I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. You know what I
and
mean?
that
So it's
thank
funny how
you.
things
I'm
come
blessed that
around.
you survived that and you were able to come out of it, and you now are doing things that are preventing it.
And still continue to eat meat for years after surviving it. This is just a transformation within the past few years. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it's that's
It takes a
oh.
while sometimes, and different
I got
things can
clued
happen.
in then. Imagine, I would be 20 years vegan right now if I had gone this way then. But
That's why we're
hindsight is
doing this.
2020. Yeah.
And we found out that in the World Health Organization report that we reported on, like in 2015, they said that meat was or red meat or processed meat was classified as a class 1 carcinogen, meaning it's known to cause cancer, ingredients in it. And also red meat is a class 2, which means it can cause certain cancers, especially prostate and other bowel cancers, I think
Now,
it
when you
was.
say processed meat, what do you mean, like spam and stuff like that?
I mean, like ham, turkey,
Ah,
anything that they're adding, and I'll have to bring out the survey if anybody's interested. It was something they were adding to preserve the meat, like salami. There's a chemical in that, not only the regular, like, high saturated fat and things that and bad for our digestion that are causing the digestive and cancer issue. It's also this chemical that they're putting in to preserve it is causing is like it's the same as asbestos and some
Ooh,
pesticides basically. And
wow.
I mean, that's why I just, after I heard that, I'm like, I stopped all processed foods. And I didn't even hear it in 2015. I didn't know this until I went vegan, and it came up in a, in one of the vegan groups. So if you're
Wow.
trying to do this, join a bunch of vegan groups, go on YouTube, type in health benefits of plant-based diet. I healed on a plant-based diet, like everything you can, and get in those communities because you learn so much and you have support that way. And I'm going to be starting on August 29th a program where we're going to meet once a week, for 45 minutes, and we're going to have, like, some education on why it's good for the body. I'm going to talk about tips, and we'll be able to support each other, and really talk about your journey and have like one-on-one help if you really want to, do that. So my group, I'll always link in the description if you're interested in just doing more plant-based, or you want to go completely plant-based. And I'll also help you if you want to do whole food and raw, highly raw too. So just kind of hearing what people eat and what we've, had the benefits of happen. And we're here for those of you who came over. Thank you, Dawn, for referring your, awesome friends and fellow traders over from ADT. That's a great group. Definitely,
Yes,
if
they
you
are.
guys want to come on, and I do like amazing transformations episodes, and we interview people just about every Monday here, too, that have, that have a lot of knowledge on the topic, have healed different things. Like we've had vegan chefs and bodybuilders and
Go back and check out some of her past live streams. They are really awesome. Linda's been here for a couple of the interviews. Normally, I don't think we you were able to get anybody today, so that's why you came up with the idea of trivia, which I thought was a really awesome idea. But normally, there's a guest on here that will tell you firsthand of their
Linda was here
experiences.
when we had double two
Yep,
guests.
yep.
And yeah, thank you for that. And Dawn, you we did that's why, because Friday, was it Friday? Yeah. Um Jeanette from the Misfit Vegan, she could only do Friday. She couldn't do Monday because she does like a Misfit Monday. So, and Minister of Wellness, I think we had to do him on a different day too because he does a motivational Monday. So Monday is a big day in the meat world, or
Yep.
non-meat world.
Motivational Monday, Misfit Monday, Meatless Monday. Love it. Love all
And
these catchy Mondays. We got a
yes,
case of the Mondays.
I love that movie, right? Especially working in call centers my entire life.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, with that lady, it reminds me sometimes when we're busy at work. Just a moment. Remember that lady on there?
Just a moment.
I'm like, Amazing Plants Formations. We do that one because I just thought, you know what, transformation. It's actually plants formation because fruit and things come from plants. So I like, when we have a guest, we're doing like Ed Logan was on here. He ate fruit for what, 40 days and reversed a bunch of things. So I've been truly blessed to meet all these people and learn so much. Like I've evolved. I started raw. I went through a bunch of different ways of doing vegan, whole food, plant based. We got into the big processed foods and, like the vegan meats. And then I
Chicken nuggets
realized
and stuff.
this is how I feel my best. So I definitely can help you with that if you're looking for what to eat and things like that. And Dawn is just as much an expert now because she's the one that actually showed me the video to begin with, the raw video. So, you
I
know,
was going to start growing microgreens, and that's how we ended up landing into what we. And Jen took it and ran with it. I started her down that direction, and she took it and ran with it, and I kind of veered off of it after a couple of weeks of it, and then went back to eating maybe like some chicken here and there and some fish. Not no more red meat, but then probably about 6 months after that. No, yeah, Eh, yeah, 2020, because you did it in 2019, 2020. I went fully vegan
yeah.
with regards to the meat portion of it. And then I continued to eat. The only thing that I ate that was in the dairy category was pizza. Other than that, I was never a big cheese person, never a big egg person. I would drink milk from time to time by itself or in cereal, but I went to almond milk. And yeah, you know what I mean. But pizza was my weakness, you know. And yeah, I kicked the habit of pizza last August, and this past July, when I was, you know, my birthday, we went to a pizza place, the best one in town, and I was tested, and I didn't touch it. Didn't even feel like I wanted any of it. You know, everybody was eating pizza, and Jen and I were eating salad. So, you
And
know,
make it fun. Make it That's what we do. We
that's
get our
it.
stuff, we get all excited. I've got a couple of comments here. I'm really proud of you, Dawn, for doing that. You are
Thank you,
really
baby.
healing, I know, everything that could need healed, and we're preventing and reversing our, you know, health conditions. Um, Raphael said, "That's true. Yes, when I was born, my aunt was smoking, and I was born in '82, and I'm eating some trail mix right now. Does that count?" Absolutely. I believe that.
It's
I used to love
good.
raisins. Raphael said the best watermelons come from Washington Parish, Louisiana. Just saying.
Okay, somebody else said Georgia. Okay, there's a difference of opinion right there.
Wow. So yeah, that's right. Ed just said Georgia and Louisiana. Man, we love watermelons. We've been getting some good ones,
I
you
can't
know.
wait to get to
I
it.
could definitely, how people are doing like that cleanse. I feel like I love them so much. My thing is I tend to in the evening crave a little more of the savory type fruit like cucumbers, and I even discovered recently that corn is a fruit like technically. I'm like, no way, that's crazy. Like some
Really?
Yeah, like there's some reasoning. Oh man, I shouldn't have gave that away for our next Meatless Monday. But it's just you learn that if our bodies are like our car, if we look at what our car is supposed to take, and we look at what maybe a pet that we get is supposed to eat, why are we not really delving in and studying what we're supposed to eat that makes
Hmm.
us live at our best, and what goes in there? Like, we don't put weird stuff into our blender that doesn't go in. We look at, okay, what's supposed to go in here, and
Right.
what do we put in this? Do we put diesel in a regular car? No. So if we're
Right.
meant and designed to eat fruit and vegetables, I'm not putting no diesel in that car anymore. But again, like, the reason I do this is because I didn't know all this until 42, and I'm like, where was I? Why didn't I know this? So that's why we're passionate to put it
The
out.
same thing that happens to a car that's supposed to take unleaded gas that you put diesel into it is the same thing that happens to your body over time when you're eating meat and dairy. So that's again where the chronic inflammation, the diseases are coming from. It's not, always hereditary. And if it is, chances are it's because way back in the family line, that's what was happening to them because of their diet.
Well,
You know
that's
what I mean?
something you mentioned the other day, though. The genetics are just like you said, that's like the gun, and it's up to you whether you pull the trigger, because you have plenty of cells and everything, your predisposition for a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
what your lifestyle is, actually, they're finding, means even more than almost all chronic disease can be. Like type 2 diabetes is coming up when we're older and we're overweight after all those years of eating the fat, and eating the standard American diet. These aren't things most of the time we're born with, and really genetic. A lot of these diseases are, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, things that we are literally doing to ourselves. And if you can reduce or eliminate, the meat and dairy, you are truly going to be
You're
making
ahead of the
a
game.
difference. And so I'm glad we were able to meet here.
But she'll be here all week. I'm selling tickets.
Yeah, we had a watermelon festival, and I went to. Oh, I'm so jealous, Raphael.
Wow.
That's crazy. Do y'all have a farmers market up in Maryland? Yeah, we do, and
Yes,
we're
we have
actually
several of them where we are.
we're getting ready to hit the produce stand. I think this coming weekend, because it's like
That's
it's
that's I feel
definitely.
like the universe is hitting us up again, Jen. Look at that.
Yes.
It's saying, ladies, get your asses to the farmers market. We have Berlin right here, So that's the we were lazy this weekend, and we just went on ahead and hit the grocery store instead of just driving a couple miles up the road
Yep.
and checking out the farmer stands that are around, and we just need to go scope some out because
Yeah,
there's some stands off the sides of the roads and things where you can get some good veggies and fruits and stuff. So we got to do that.
definitely. And I think, just to let you know what we eat or what we ate today. So far, I had two bananas, I had watermelon, I had some two of those really good. We got some good clementine, or not clementines. They were mandarin. I thought they were clementines or
You know
cuties.
the cuties, man. Oh, if Ed Logan is watching this, we found some cuties, Ed. We found a perfect batch of
Our
cuties.
version of them. I don't know. I guess they are mandarin oranges, but they're the little ones. And then we got and then I had after that I had an avocado because I felt like I wanted something a little more filling, and that's like a really healthy fat. And
Dude,
then
my stomach is growling, and I've been grazing all day. I've had watermelon, I've had grapes, I've had cuties, I've had bananas. You
yes, I had
know,
watermelon. I don't know if I mentioned. I think I said watermelon, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And
had
I
sunflower
didn't have any
seeds.
grapes. I need to get some grapes.
Get yourself some grapes. I
And
think
then
I'm gonna make a salad for dinner. I was gonna go ahead and go just try to eat. I don't know. I'm trying to do fruit for 2 days straight, just all fruit.
in
So
my
maybe I
salad,
will do watermelon.
we have these really good cherry tomatoes, those little grape ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat those, like a mound of cucumber. I like shredding my cucumbers. For some reason, it's really cool, like all piled on the plate. And then I do some cut, and then I do a little bit of olives, a little bit of corn. I'll do some more avocado. Um, I think. Oh, and some. I've got some sprouts that I have, and they'll be really good for like some texture. And I've just been doing a little bit. I've been trying to make my own dressings, which I do a little balsamic. The other day, I had one of them big tropical avocados, so I put like the avocado, some grapes and oranges, and some like balsamic in there. And I was trying to make like a fruity vinaigrette type dressing, so it wasn't the
Are you
greatest.
trying to recreate the raspberry vinaigrette you've been
I
looking
am, because
for?
I can't find my organic raspberry vinaigrette. And I used to be a huge ranch fan. The only one I found processed was, which they have
Hidden
some
Valley.
recipes. I'm going to try them, these raw vegan ranch. But the best one was Hellman's Vegan that I found, the ranch. And when I found that and the mayo, I'm like, if you're just trying to cut down and you're not
Wait a
ready
minute, I
to.
thought that was Hidden Valley.
Oh, it was Hidden Valley. Yeah, Hellman's made the vegan mayo. So
Yeah.
even if you
Which tastes
replace.
just like regular mayo. I'm almost suspicious. I'm like, why does it taste so similar if it's not? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I'm like, what are they doing to it that makes it taste so? You know what? I wonder if they're putting because black salt when you add. Listen, look, deviled eggs, vegan deviled egg secret. Black salt tastes and smells just like egg, and it will make whatever you sprinkle it on taste like egg. There is a woman called Tabitha, right? I put some black salt in a pickle jar with some mushroom caps, and let me tell you, it came out tasting just like egg whites that you had boiled. And put some avocado in the middle of that with a little bit of like onion and stuff. I had that vegan deviled eggs. I mean, it was perfect. Put a little bit of that salt in with the avocado. It tasted just like deviled eggs.
I don't like, and then she
The
does a good
texture, everything.
guacamole too with the like
I make
just
chipotle guacamole. I
yeah.
YouTubed it and I make it perfectly, just like how theirs tastes exactly like theirs.
And I don't recommend the processed foods, but if you're trying to transition and you want to just replace like some of your regular milk with the plant milk, or replace your mayo with the vegan mayo, it tastes the same and it will at least not give you cholesterol. And then you can eventually, when you're ready, move to Whole Foods, because Whole Foods are really like, I think it was Ralph or Cox earlier said, it's what we were designed, what we were eat. Like if you go all the way back, that's what, if we didn't, we wouldn't be attacking animals and ripping them open with our fingers. That those little teeth we have are meant to like open fruit or bite into a watermelon. so like if you look at the to me like the natural way of eating is why when people start eating that way, those things, the body is meant to heal itself. Dawn says this all the time. You know, when you start putting it in, the body's like, thank you, okay, now I can repair and heal things, and I'm gonna be at my, you know, goal weight and things. And
Fasting, if you
oh,
do
and then
fasting,
yeah,
fasting helps the body heal itself as well. Go a day or two without eating anything and let your body just throw itself into heal mode.
if you have health conditions, of course. I've never been able to do that, so I give it up for her. She used to do a lot of fasting, and I was trying not to tempt her one time, and I was like in the kitchen, you know, like I look like
There's really
Christina.
not a whole lot of need to do it because I automatically kind of fast throughout the day anyway. But grazing on fruit, there's really no need to fast because you're not putting a bunch of calories in your body anyway. I mean, you are, but it's good calories. So I'm not adding weight anyway. So there's really not a whole lot of need to fast other than giving my body a chance to repair. But if I'm eating the fruit is also helping my body to do that
Think
while giving
about
it
this.
nutrients.
What other diet can is simple? You can eat as much as you want as long
Yep.
as you eliminate these three things or two things: meat and dairy, and well, three, like if you don't
Sugar,
want to eat
oil, and salt as
food.
well.
Yeah, like if you eat only whole food
SOS.
and you feel, you know, like you can do that, you're staying motivated, but you can eat a lot. Like most diets are restrictive. That's why people are like, oh, this diet's too restrictive. Do you know how many tons of different fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouts? Like there's so much stuff that you don't even realize you're already eating a lot of it, and just taking those couple of things out will, you know, how much it'll help your health. It's really worth it, you know. I mean, in my opinion, now that knowing what I know now, but well, I'm getting extra hungry. I haven't
Yeah,
had
man, my stomach is almost back through to my back right now. So I'm like, that's
Sarah.
another thing. Your body digests fruit so quickly and easily that you have to kind of graze because you okay, done digesting that. What's next?
Right.
I'm
Think
like, okay, ready to eat something else now. Fruit's done, processed.
and it's really good because it's moving through your body and cleansing you as you're eating it.
Yeah.
Sarah said, I haven't had a sweet watermelon in a long time. And thanks for tonight, ladies. I enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming, Farah.
Thanks for
And
coming, Farah.
Buddha, thank you for being here and being the moderator. And Raphael and Sean. Is that right? The Madman Cox.
Yes, Sean Cox.
Okay.
Yes.
The Madman. Thank you
Linda
for being
L.
here, Linda. I'm going up the list as like Linda was here earlier. Oh, she said earlier she had to take a call. No problem, Linda. I appreciate you being here. You know, and I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate you, Dawn, for being on here with me this evening, and I am
Yes, ma'am.
so excited.
Always.
Join my Facebook group if you want to talk more about it and hear more about it. Thank you. If you're here, please like and subscribe. It helps my algorithm so much to get this information out. I'm really thankful. I learned the vegan symbol recently, so I do my prayer and then this. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you having an open mind and listening. You know, like I always say, a lot more people that probably listen to this are not, you know, vegan, or maybe I'll call it as my friend Mariquita does, pre-vegan. So I had like I'm learning a lot. I'm certified with We Did It Health as a plant-based ambassador now. So I definitely feel like I have some good tools to be able to help you, you know, if you're interested in it. And I'll be on here every Monday. We'll do our amazing plants formations, and Dawn is on her show. Please like and subscribe to her channel if you're here for the vegan. She's this expert content creator. She does great videos, and she's now has a show called Aftermarket where her and her group discuss their stock trading. Anything else you want to say, Dawn?
Nope. Shout out to all my amazing ADT family that have joined us. I appreciate you guys so much. And Jen, I love you so much. Thank you for inspiring me every day. I got to watch your journey. I saw you go from where you were to where you are now. And it's been a pleasure watching you. And it's been such an inspiration. And let's just keep inspiring each other.
Let's do it. Well, I'm proud of you, and thank you for joining me. Thank you, everyone. We love you guys. Thank you for
You want
coming.
to end with the poem?
Let's do it.
All right. Peace and blessings.
If we can become a plant-based nation, we could get off all our medication. We want to keep doing things like we were, donating to organizations claiming to fight for a cure, but the cure is already in front of our eyes, and it's time for us to wake up and realize. We may not want to believe we have control. It's easier for most of us to metaphorically live in a hole. So many stories of how being plant-based has reversed disease. It's funny that we can't stop eating meat with ease. We want to continue to look for the answer, yet people have reversed even cancer. I think finally as a nation, it's time to give people the truthful information. Your hard-earned money is what you pay to take your medicine day after day. Sadly, there's a lot of money being made in people staying sick. This has to finally make something click. We have to have this revelation that a cure means not selling medication. There's so many myths and misconceptions, but it's eye-opening once you make the connections. That meat and dairy are causing insulin resistance, it's not sugar and carbs causing diabetes, for instance. Scientifically, our bodies are not set up like carnivores. We model those who eat plants. If you can heal, why not give it a chance? You follow your car's owner's manual for what gas it takes, yet for our bodies without care, we feed it steaks. That's like giving an unleaded car diesel to drink. Our bodies will reject it, don't you think? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but to be a voice, that when it comes to your health, you have the choice. With just a few adjustments to your diet, I can help if you just want to try it. I've found testimonials that people have reversed every ailment and disease by simply eliminating meat, eggs, milk, and cheese. There's a tasty substitute for all the things you already eat. You can get all your nutrients without eating meat. Save the animals, the environment, and yourself just by making a few different selections off the grocery store shelf. It's never too late. I've seen it work at all age ranges. It's my passion, and I can't wait to hear about your positive health changes. It's time for the world to wake up and heal, and you can start with your very next meal.